On stage, the spotlights are on perfectly. V's handsome face, or Kim Taehyung, always adorns the concert screens, captivating millions of hearts with just one smile. But have we ever asked ourselves what's hidden behind that smile? Is it pure happiness? Or is it an unheard scream? When we talk about BTS, one name that always brings a mysterious yet calming aura is V. He is not only the group's visual, but also a person with an irreplaceable uniqueness. A figure who seems calm, loving, and as if his life is full of color. However, what if it turns out that color is just a mask? What if behind all the laughter and jokes, there is a hidden wound that is buried in silence? In the past few months, fans, especially ARMY, have begun to feel something strange. Taehyung's movements seem to have changed. He is quieter, daydreams more, and his smile is no longer as bright as before. It's true, idols can't always show their true emotions. But when a figure like Taehyung starts to feel emotionally distant, that's when we need to ask, what's really going on? And the most disturbing thing, why did HYBE, the agency that shaped BTS to become world famous, choose to remain silent? No clarification, no statement, just silence. Fans wonder, is there an internal conflict that is being deliberately hidden? Is the pressure from the industry too great that even V is starting to crack? Unofficial reports and whispers in the fan community say that Taehyung may be under heavy pressure, both mentally and professionally. Starting from the demands of solo projects, exclusive contracts, to the pressure of being the public face of global brands. On the other hand, there is speculation about disagreements with management, which may make him feel constrained. Unfortunately, in the Korean entertainment world, talking about personal problems, especially mental health, is still taboo. Idols are encouraged to always appear strong, always smiling, even when their world is crumbling behind the scenes. Taehyung himself is known as someone who values privacy very much. He rarely shares openly, and when he does, it is always wrapped in metaphorical language or through art such as music and painting. But even artists can get tired when the world sees them as products, not people. V's smile may look the same to the world, but to those who really pay attention, there's a stark difference. His eyes don't sparkle like they used to. His gestures are more careful. Sometimes when the camera isn't watching, his expression is blank, like someone who's tired of pretending to be okay. So the question is, how long will HYBE stay silent? How long must the public wait before the truth is finally revealed? The public isn't demanding drama. ARMY isn't looking for sensationalism. They just want to know, is Taehyung happy? Can the idol they love still smile honestly, not because of a contract? This isn't about fanaticism. This is about empathy. An artist can stand on stage and give us the world, but who gave them a place to simply be human? And maybe it's time we look deeper. Past the spotlight, past the smile, and ask sincerely, Taehyung, are you okay? If HYBE chooses to remain silent, hopefully the world will not be silent. Because sometimes, behind the most beautiful smile, lies the deepest sadness. Behind the stage, when a smile becomes a shield, the stage is always a place where everything seems perfect. There, V jumps, sings, laughs, and talks to fans as if everything is fine. But who knows? Maybe the stage is the only place he can pretend to be strong, even though his heart is fragile. Taehyung is not just an idol. He is a true artist. He writes, paints, photographs, and creates music with a depth of emotion that cannot be faked. Each of his solo works, such as Winter Bear, Blue and Gray, and his solo album Layover, holds a side of him that cannot be expressed through ordinary words. Those songs are not just notes. They are held breaths, silenced feelings, and stories that he cannot shout out directly. One of the lyrics in Blue and Gray reads, "I feel like I'm about to cry, my silent sadness. It's so cold." These lyrics are not written by someone who is happy. They are the voice of someone who is stuck in a fog, looking for direction, but the world only asks him to keep shining. When the industry become a prison. Being part of BTS may seem like a dream. Global fame, wealth, the love of millions. But few realize that such a life can be a golden cage. It looks luxurious, but it is shackling. HYBE, the agency that raised BTS, certainly has the big role in the group's success. However, fans began to question the agency's policies that seemed increasingly corporate and less humane. Project after project was rushed, the schedule was endlessly packed, and the pressure to stay relevant was suffocating. Some fans speculated that HYBE's decision to continue pushing individual activities for members, including Taehyung, without giving enough room for rest or recovery, was a burden in itself. Especially in the midst of military service and difficult transitions, mental stress can peak. Taehyung protection has been recording. Not a few armies have begun to speak up. Hashtags such as Protect Taehyung and Taehyung deserves better have echoed on social media. They are not only fans who admire his smile, but also protectors who are worried about his mental health. Fans are no longer children who just want their oppa to look perfect. Now, they are more aware that idols are human beings. They want to know if Taehyung is getting the psychological support he deserves, if he is really given the space to be himself, not just a product of the entertainment industry. When does someone say enough? The most disturbing question of all is, if V's smile is no longer a reflection of happiness, then what can we do? We may not be his managers, his personal psychologists, let alone his family, but we are witnesses to his journey. We have grown up with his songs, inspired by his warmth and touched by his humanity. As witnesses, we have a voice. HYBE may be silent. But we don't have to be silent. If V's smile is a shield he uses to protect himself from the world, then let us be the ones to say, "You can put that shield down, Taehyung. We're still here." Epilogue. We don't need to know everything, but we can care. We don't need a full explanation from HYBE. We don't need to know every detail of Taehyung's personal life. But we can stop demanding. We can stop burdening. We can start treating idols as human beings, not gods. If V can't speak the truth because of contracts, pressure, or fear, let us be the voices that softly whisper, "We see you. We hear you. We care." Because a smile is the most beautiful thing. But nothing hurts more than smiling just so others don't worry. HYBE, it's time to speak. And the world. It's time to listen, really listen, to the voice hidden behind Kim Taehyung's smile. Portrait of a Taedi. Unspeakable tiredness. Imagine being Taehyung, known to the world, loved by millions, praised as a symbol of serenity and beauty, but also having to wake up every morning with suffocating expectations. The demands to always appear fine, to always be V of BTS, even when all that's left is Taehyung, an ordinary guy who sometimes just wants to be quiet, cry, or disappear from the world for a while. And here's the painful truth. The bigger your light, the bigger the shadow you carry. V is a shining light for many. But who accompanies him in the shadows? Who is there when the camera lights go off? When the cheers of the audience disappear? When night falls and there is only silence? Missed moments, signs. We ignore. Some moments in Taehyung's public interactions actually contain small signs, subtle signals that seem to be asking to be understood. Whether it's when he looks lost in thought during a live stream, or when he answers questions with short answers and blank expressions. At one event, when the other members joked around, V only smiled a little, a smile that was more like a reflex than happiness. He seemed to be physically present, but his soul was somewhere else. But because we are used to seeing him smile, we assume everything is fine. We miss those small signs. We are too busy with the image of a happy idol that has long been embedded in our heads.